I was a few minutes late, so maybe I missed it if you talked about the ways that government is crippling philanthropy, or maybe it's proposals that would cripple it. So if you haven't spoken about that, I was wondering if you could speak about that a little more, and what ways government could promote philanthropy, I guess increasing estate taxes or other, policy changes.
We did talk a bit in the beginning about that's okay, about the NCRP and the greenlining proposals that are in various ways potentially very injurious to foundations. I didn't say that even in the process of writing this book, there were foundation heads who said to me, if any of this stuff continues, we're going to take the foundation offshore. Or conversely, we're going to close down. I'm not going to spend my time fighting with lawyers and accountants and the government over how to run the foundation. So we're just going to close. So, those things are absolutely true. I think, frankly, in the deep issues of disaster that have occurred to the economy since the NCRP and greenlining activities, there has been much less ferment around these issues of curtailing philanthropy. But that doesn't mean the second everything gets better, they're not going to all revivify. My point is, those of us who care about America and understand that American philanthropy in its freedom is the core of our culture, we've got a breather to change the focus and get us operating the way we ought to be operating. And we ought to use this time very wisely.
Government changes to promote, to help philanthropy?
Some things could be easily undertaken, and they've been talked about. We could have additional tax relief for philanthropic gifts. They've talked about higher tax deductions for philanthropy to disadvantaged communities. All of those would be very helpful, and it would show that the government honored the work of philanthropy and wanted to encourage it. And I would say particularly among young people. As you know, all of you, the president has developed a social innovation fund, somewhat controversial, but and he's trying to fund the best of the highly productive programs that have worked. So he's given money to fund the Harlem Children's Zone model in a bunch of cities throughout the country. Good. That's a good and innovative thing for government to do, probably. It's a little bit scary, but there isn't that much money in it. And other features like that, including nurse-family partnership, is going to get a bit of a let's see how many programs we can start with government money. I'm just crazy enough to think that if we're going to do that, at the same time, I'd want the rest of us to be funding local programs as Carnegie did. And let's let the best program win. If it turns out that it's better for the government to do the scaling up, okay, fine. But let's do a 10-year study to see what happens. If it's better for some of us to go into communities and say, here's what you could do, here's how you could raise the first bunch of money, here's how we'll match your funds, here's how we can work with you to make the community you want, and work with them citizen to citizen, you know what? That might respect people's dignity and really work, and we won't discover that unless we have, it's a competitive marketplace.
Yeah.
Let's let the government do certain things, and then let's see if we can beat it.
Yeah.
Just to make good things happen.
Yeah.